Yes, welcome student. Now today we are going to see our third part of our geography lesson number 7, soil. Now till now what we are seeing, that is what are the factors that are influencing the soil, then the different types of soil that are being formed obtained in the Maharashtra, that is a coarse soil, black soil, laterite soil, alluvial soil and yellow brown soil. So today in this lecture we are going to see that is a reasons for the soil erosion and degradation and soil conservation. Now, the soil erosion. If a layer of a soil, that is a top layer of a soil, gets removed due to wind or water, this means that the soil gets eroded. Running water, climate and diversity in physiography are reasons of soil erosion. Soil erosion means what? That the soil is been removed, means getting down from that a particular place. So what are these reasons? That it is been removed due to what? When the wind is there or heavy rainfall or the flow of the running water is more, then climate and the diversity in the physiography. These all are the reason for the soil erosion. The soil quality may be get lower due to the certain reasons, and due to this what will happen, the quality of the soil will be get lower one, and this is known as the degradation of soil. To obtain a higher agriculture yield, chemical fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides are used. The excessive spraying of chemicals and use of chemical fertilizers lead to soil degradation. Then that farmers are using what for the more production of the agriculture product. What they are doing? They are using the chemical fertilizers, then insecticides are there, pesticides, and due to that what is happening, the quality of the soil is getting lowered one. Then similarly the excessive spraying of the chemicals also, that will lead to the soil degradation. So all these reasons are there due to what the soil may be degraded. Then excessive irrigation draws the salt from the soil upward and make the soil saline and then unproductive. Then if the excessive irrigation is been drawn, means it is used for the particular soil is used for the irrigation, and again it has been dug up for the different production of the crops, that will give rise, what will happen, the salt will be, the proportion of the salt will be increasing, and due to that what will happen, the productivity, the production of the crops will be very less. Due to excessive use of chemicals, their residues remains in the soils for many years. They become a threat to the existence of microorganisms in the soil. It leads to lowering of the humus content in the soil, and the plants do not get micronutrients. If the pH of the soil and thus get disturbed, it is a sign of soil degradation. Then again, that is when the excessive chemicals are being used, at that time what is happening, we are seeing that humus that is been present in the soil, and that microorganism, the humus is becoming due to the microorganisms, and that microorganisms may threat, means may be dead also, and due to that what will happen, the plants will not get the micronutrients, and because of this the pH level of soil will get disturbed, and this is also the sign of a soil degradation. So here that is many reasons will be there. Now if the question is been asked, what are the reasons for the soil erosion or for the soil degradation, main you can write over there, that is the using the more chemical fertilizers, insecticide, pesticides, then excessive use of the chemical fertilizers, and because of this the pH level of the soils may degrade, and these are the reasons of the soil degradation. And the soil erosion is what, when the natural calamities are coming, heavy rainfall is there, is a more at that diversity in the physiography, these all leads to the soil erosion. Now next we will see about the soil conservation. Now we have to conserve the soil. Now considering the importance of soil, it is necessary to conserve it. It is necessary to protect the fertile soil of farmlands from getting washed out due to rains. Now it is very very essential, because we are depend on the agriculture production, because whatever the food we are eating, that cannot be produced from the machineries, but it is produced from the soil only. So the soils is a important one, is a natural resource, and it is our duty to conserve that. So the fertile soil is very very essential for the good production of the crops. Soil conservation includes the work like construction of embankment and planting trees on them, constructing of gully plugs against the step slopes. Such works are taken by the Department of Soil Conservation. And then to conserve the soil, what we have to do? First of all, we have to plant the trees. Then only the soil erosion can be paused. Similarly, the construction of embankments, planting of the trees, construction of gully blocks, all these things and these works are being taken by the Department of Soil Conservation. Planting trees can also control the velocity of wind. Similarly, when if we are planting the trees, at that time the speed of the winds can be controlled. The velocity of the wind can be controlled by that. This help reducing the erosion of soil by wind. The plant roots hold the soil, and these also reduce the erosion of soil. Similarly, when the big plants are there, big trees are there, what will happen when it will be planted? They will hold the soil from the soil erosion. Under the soil conservation, the continuous counter trenches means, that is CCTs, are constructed along the slope. Construction of such trenches at different heights checks the velocity of water running along the slope and hence reduces the soil erosion. The water arrested in the trenches percolates into the ground. Now here you can see the figure of this CCT. So here the construction of CCT will, what will do? It will stop, it will means the water, the running water along the slopes, and it will reduce the soil erosion, and that whatever the water is there, it will be arrested in the trenches and it will percolate in the ground. So this is another way that we can stop the soil erosion. The government of Maharashtra has implemented the watershed catchment areas developed program, under which constructing embankment along the slopes in rural areas, introducing CCTs along the step slopes are undertaken. This lead to the success of scheme arrest water, let it percolate. So here from the CCTs, that is the government of Maharashtra has implemented the development program, and in which the constructing, that is the CCTs are being constructed and along the step slopes, and from that the water is been conserved and the soil erosion can be will be in the capable form and can be hold it. This has results in raising the running water levels and reducing the erosion of soil. Recently, the government has launched a scheme called Jalyukt Shivar. Under this scheme, works like construction of farm bunds, arresting the water of small streams, connecting the streams are being carried on a large scale. So that is that due to the government is making the different schemes, the government has launched, that is called as a Jalyukt Shivar Yojana. So in this scheme, the construction of farmlands, then arresting the water of small streams, connecting the streams are being carried on a large scale. So by all these way, we can stop the soil erosion. It is advisable to reduce the excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. If organic manures, vermicompost, compost are used regularly, it helps to maintain the pH balance and increase the proportion of humus and retain the fertility of soil. So that now if you see that as a faster for the growing the fast growing crops, many farmers are using fertilizers and all these things, and suppose we will just use we will not use in the excessive proportion, that is of the chemical fertilizers or pesticides. Instead of that, if you are using organic manures, vermicompost, compost, if they are used regularly, what will happen? It will maintain the balance of the pH level of the soil. So nowadays you can see the organic you can see the vegetables or organic crops are in the great demand. Why? Because similarly they are good for our health also, and similarly it is balancing the nature also. So it's our duty to preserve the soil. If we will preserve the soil, we will preserve the nature, and this is a cycle, because human being is depend on the natural resources. So it is our duty to preserve the natural resources for our future uh, life of our earth. So children, here we have completed our lesson number 7, soil. So in this lesson what we have learned, that is a soil. Soil means what? It means it is a natural resources that we are getting from the earth. So children, here we have completed the entire lesson of lesson number 7, that is soil. In this lesson we are learn the different components, what are the types of soil found in Maharashtra, and what is how to, we have to stop the soil erosion and degradation, and what methods we have to use for stopping the soil erosion. So children, in the next lecture we will see the question answers of this lesson in the detail. Till then, take care. Thank you.